Okay, so yeah, um, I have an interesting story about just scary stuff that's happened to me. Well, a scary thing that happened to me generally. Um, I don't think I've actually mentioned it on this pod yet, which is funny because it's a good story. But so basically, what was happening was it was in the middle of it was afternoon in the middle of winter, and so the sun's setting kind of early, and basically what happened was uh, I was in a public park, and there was I guess I can't remember what I was doing there. Maybe I was like exercising or something. Um, and I needed to take a piss, but I'm like quite a bit away from my house, so um, you know, I was like, oh, but there's a public toilet there, and so I go into the toilet, and this is like one of those typical like shady as hell public toilets that you would like you'd only go in if you're desperate, and which I kind of was, but because it was like all it was dark, it was all grey, lots of graffiti, like just stuff like that, and so I'm like I go in there and there's this dude, right, and he's got boots on, like big grey boots, and he's got big grey boots and like a giant cloak and hood, and the hood goes over his face, and so this is like creepy as hell. And he's like a big dude as well. So he's got a hood that goes over his face, big boots on, like giant cloak, like a trench coat kind of thing. And I'm like looking at this guy going, oh my god, like what do I do? Like, do I run? Do I fight? Like, and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna get out of here before he notices me. So I go to like quickly duck out, but as I do that, he turns and he looks at me. I'm like, oh, well now I can't just like duck out, like looking at him, like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And then he looks at me, and we're like, we're like kind of staring at each other, a bit frozen. And he's like, oh, sorry, I'm just dressed up as a Jedi Knight, so I got a kid's birthday party at the park, and then pulls out a lightsaber, like still in the package and everything. It's like, yeah, for how they have those sorts of things at like kids' birthdays. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I had a laugh, and I was like, that's really awkward. But yeah, that's probably, I don't know, that's one thing I remember happening, because I'm like, man, am I actually gonna, like, this is that kind of thing that you don't think ever actually will happen to you, but I was like, this is like, this felt like it was from a movie, But it all ended up being fine, so.
Yeah.
Funny story though, I'm kind of glad it happened, even though I was freaking out.
A creepy story that happened to me was I was coming back from work one day, and I live like a kilometre from where I used to work.
Kilometre?
Oh no, not kilometre. I mean like how long are we here? Like
5, 6?
Yeah, but it's like a 15-minute drive.
Yeah.
So it's quite close. And on the way there, as I leave like 11 o'clock at night, so it's pretty late. Not that, like, there's a couple cars out, but on the way to my house, as soon as I get off the main roads, there's not that many people driving around. And as I'm driving home, I noticed that someone's like been behind me like for quite a while. So I'm getting a bit scared. You know when you think of someone like that's driving behind you, like, oh, are they following me?
Yeah.
And I thought this guy was following me, so I decided to like take a left, then a right. All good?
Yeah.
Take a left, then a right, then another right, and do like a little loop.
Yeah. So just a very indirect route home.
Yeah, and then I realized the guy's still following me. I'm like, all right, this is getting a bit scary. So I'm gonna drive to near my mate's house. That's like in the complete opposite direction of where I live.
Yeah.
It's another like 5 kilometers out of the way. So as I'm driving there, I realize the guy's still following me. So now I loop back around towards where my house is.
Yeah.
So I went completely out of my way, and now I'm coming back towards where I live.
Yeah.
And the guy's still following me. I'm like, this guy must be following me, like 100%. It's not just a coincidence. He's definitely following me.
And because it's not a way you would go to get home.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
You were actually trying to get.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you just wouldn't go that way because you're not. It's going opposite direction. Like you're going away from there.
Yeah.
And so, I eventually like drive near my house, and the guy's still following. So I'm like, I'm just going to drive down the street. So I dive down the street, and the street we live on is pretty long. So I parked at the end of the street and got out. And the guy drove and then quickly took a right,
Yeah.
like off the street. And I just hit the legs as hard as I could, straight up the road, straight into my house, closed the door. The guy didn't come back or anything. He was probably doing a block, and the block's pretty big.
Yeah.
But again, when I get inside, I'm like, oh, this guy was 100% following me, probably like trying to like rob my house or something.
Yeah.
Like, rob me.
Yeah.
And then the next day, as I'm walking like to get the car, I realized he's parked his car like just down the road, just like.
So he was like following or
Yeah.
like something
He was
weird.
doing some sus thing, following me around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the most like creeped out in that sense of being. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one because it's funny how he didn't actually end up doing anything.
Yeah, for sure.
So remember when our street had that kind of string of robberies?
It was like a whole suburb had a bunch of robberies, and it was people would come into your backyard or like go around the side and check your back door.
Yeah.
And if it was open, they'd come in while you were sleeping and just steal all
Well,
your
not
shit.
even while you were sleeping. This one house in our street, they were eating dinner, out the front of on their front porch kind of thing.
Oh, really?
And then next thing they know, there's a bunch of stuff missing from their back table because they left it all unlocked.
Jesus. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But one of our neighbours on our street, it happened to them in the middle of the night. So they came in and checked the back door. Back door was unlocked because most people in our suburb with their back door unlocked because we're not really like
In a dangerous area.
yeah. And the people walked in to steal their stuff, and then the neighbour woke up, and this neighbour is like an alpha male, like Vladimir Putin. He's Danish. He's
He's the kind of guy
Viking,
who
bro. He
would
take
down
shit.
a bottle of vodka and then like wrestle a bear.
Yeah, he's crazy. He wakes up, he's in his like boxes. He's like nearly butt naked. I'm pretty sure he was butt naked. He put on boxes to like.
No, if he was butt naked, he wouldn't have bothered.
Yeah,
He wouldn't have bothered putting on
Yeah.
boxes if he was butt naked.
Anyway, he came storming out of the room, and I was like, "Who the hell are you?" And then they all see him and they run away.
Yeah.
But they could have had weapons. They could have had anything.
Yeah.
He just chases them.
Chases
He
them,
just
yeah.
chases them up the road, bare feet, just wearing boxes.
Yeah, he's
full
straight
alpha mode,
nuts,
just
yeah.
like hitting the legs after them, and they're running away so fast. Yeah, they didn't get anything. They didn't steal anything.
No.
Our neighbour just fucking scared the shit out of them. But then a couple of days later, they even tried our house as well. But we have a dog, so as soon as the dog starts barking, like they flip
Yeah,
out.
starts yapping.
They run off.
Yeah. Yeah, we're lucky here. We have him next door, so if anything, we don't even need to call the police. We just call him and we're like, scare anyone off.
Yeah. And so another like story along those like along the lines of like people trying to rob your house was when I would my room has a balcony that leads to the front yard, which leads to the street. It's very easy to just walk into the front yard.
Yeah.
But my balcony just comes straight up into the front yard, so you can walk up to it and open the door and stuff into my room. It was in the middle of the night, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning or something, and I'm playing games, and I'm with my ex-girlfriend, and she's like dead asleep, and I hear like rustling in the front yard. I'm like, oh, all right, someone's out there. Like I thought it was like a cat or something.
Yeah.
Like cats and stuff normally like fuck around in the front, and so I turn the lights in my room and like open the screen to my front door, and there's a guy out there just in the front yard. I'm like.
So what did he look like?
Or he just looked like super shabby looking, like had a weird jumper on, like thongs I think he was wearing, and like sweatpants. Couldn't really see his face, but he like definitely looked like homeless junkie kind of like situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I was like, I opened the door and looked at him and like I yelled at him like fuck off, get out my like yard.
Yeah.
And then he like slowly moved away, but very like reluctantly, like he didn't want to go at all. But he eventually left, and I was like, all right, cool. And then I was like, I'm gonna go to sleep, and like my girlfriend woke up, and she's like, oh, what's going on? And I'm like, there's a guy in my front yard, and she's like, what? Really? Are you serious? I'm like, yeah. What a fucking, it's so strange. Then we go back to sleep, and I'm a very heavy sleeper, like super heavy. there was this one time that like a car caught on fire and blew up like the street over, and everyone woke up in the block, and I was fast asleep. Like it did not like I could sleep through anything.
And by blew up we mean